And the couch.
Like,
No, the couch is behind me. I'm in the
oh,
living room. I've been kicked out of the bedroom, so I'm in the living room now.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome,
What's
welcome.
up?
Cheeky trying to save it. Nah, man, we in the living room. We got kicked out of the living room. We got kicked out of the bedroom, bro.
Got kicked out the bedroom.
Can't save that.
We are live. This is 3 Beats Later. We got together. We are not on Read Stream tonight. We're going to be sharing some music, possibly. Got a couple beats. It is robe night. If you're watching this and you don't have a robe on, stop everything and get your robe on.
Get your robe. Get your robe. Everybody get your robe on.
What?
Everybody get your robe on.
I think it should be robe night at least once a month,
We got to do it. I'm with it. We got to maybe get some robe sponsors eventually. Some robes, some socks, some pajama sponsors.
Hey,
we have, we'll have a beat night sleepover pause where like we'll make beats all night and like invite other producers to stay up with us. You know what I'm saying? Like pull an all-nighter, making music.
We could do that 24 hours and a guest joins us from every different time zone. Let's go.
Well, how much PTO you guys have? So you got to use some of that PTO time to do that.
We do that once we have like 1 million views. We'll just have a sleepover once a month.
President's Day is coming up next Monday.
That's true.
He said, let's do it this week.
Let's go.
But see, the thing is, you got to work the next day.
That's true. That sucks. Unless you start it.
So what if we did like 9 p.m. to like 10 p.m. to like 2 a.m. 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
I could probably get one track done. All right, what we're doing today is we're showing E. We are bringing him into the Logic Gang live on air because E is about to potentially purchase a refurbished Mac.
But I want to. I'm officially purchasing. I'm officially doing it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'm coming over to Logic. I feel like what I'm missing is so obtainable simply by switching to Logic. Like a lot of the sounds that I'm downloading VSTs for, I feel like naturally Logic has. Like I'm more of a real sound instrument type person, so I prefer my instruments to sound real. Logic and GarageBand instruments already come standard sounding real.
Well, I don't know, man. Sometimes
the beat making part of it is not going to be the same. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I know, but the biggest part for me is the musicianship. Like I want to get back to playing more versus making beats. If I want to make a quick beat, I'll jump on Reason. But if I want to make a score or a composition, I'll, you know what I'm saying, play around Logic.
Well, I would watch. Have you been watching videos? Well, before we get to that, look at this. This is what I was getting at. Is you could go on once you find the secret Apple website that actually shows you the refurbished shit, you can see refurbished 13.3-inch MacBook Air. Well, you don't want an Air, you want a Pro. So let's get through all these. No Air, no Air, no Air.
I'm going to be with no Air.
So check this out. Yo, check this out. Here we go. This is the newer chip, right? The M2 chip, 8-core CPU and 10-core GPU, space gray. I mean, under $1,000.
Nah, that's not the number I'm looking for.
Wait for it. Let's see if they give you that discount though. Okay.
There's no discount enough to take it to what I'm trying to spend on it.
Let's find out. Wait.
It got to be 57% off.
Those are crackhead prices. You got to find a crackhead in the neighborhood. Crackhead.
No, listen.
Wait, they might let you. They might let you. I'm gonna throw it in the bag. Let's see what happens because they got that student discount. Let's see if they'll do it. You ready? Add to bag. No, we don't want this.
It went up.
That's taxes. That's taxes. Just do it.
Check out. Watch my my Apple IDs. Oh, let's not do that. I mistakenly buy one on air right now.
Oh,
what's up?
Gosh.
What's up, P? P just joined in.
I'll buy it for P. What's up? I'll buy it from you.
Yo, how's it going, brothers?
Oh, what the suave photo, bruh. All right, man.
Oh, wow. You see the eyes?
Rico. Rico. Suave.
Eyes. Come on, give me sassy. Give me manly sassy.
Yo, that's the picture. That's the picture. That's the dude, like, got the Hispanic name, but he's black in the movies. Like he's that black, but he got the Hispanic name, and he's like, yo, you gotta go see Jose. Like, and this dude just black. Like, that's what that picture looked like.
Go see Fernando, man. Oh man.
I see you got a nice robe on there. It's looking very comfy.
It's robe
Robe
night.
night.
Very
It's
huge,
robe night,
hat.
man. Get your robe on.
Yeah, man, get your robe on.
All right, they don't give you a student discount on
Everybody
refurbished.
get your robe on.
Yeah, I told they not giving out discounts on refurbished, man.
For a new one, you can get the student discount, even if you're not a student. Side note.
So here's the thing, though. I really need just a beater board. Like, I just need something to get that I can use until I know I want to invest more into it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to spend $1,000 and hate it. I want to spend a couple $100. Huh?
Said a beater board.
Just like, you know how you get a car that's like a junk car, you call it a beater.
Oh.
I just want something to start off with to see if I even rock with the software at all.
Okay.
If I don't rock with it and I spent the $1,000, I'm gonna be real pissed.
Well,
I can't use Mac for my regular day-to-day functionality. I'm a PC person for everything else, so I can't like switch my whole life.
There's a little bit of I was the same way, and I had to kind of, it takes you a little while to learn all the.
It takes you a little while, but it's worth it though.
Yeah, but my work computer every day is a PC, so I would be literally code switching. I don't even want to. Be right click and a left click and a left click and a. Nah, I'm good.
You could still do. You could get a mouse that does the left click and the right click, so that doesn't matter.
Like do what I did.
It will still do the right click and left click the same way PC does.
Get like a Windows PC keyboard and just hook it up to your
Mac. That's what I have. Yeah, that's what I have. It works.
It works.
All right, so you wanted to check out sampling really quick, right?
Yo, so I was asking him to show me how you sample in Logic. So that's like from a basic sample to flipping the sample in 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like no complex bullshit like in Ableton.
Yes. Okay.
Like that's what I'm familiar with. If I have an idea, within 2 minutes the idea is executed, or at least in concept. And Ableton, I'm still slicing the pieces of the track.
I don't think anything's really gonna be like the cure all. You know what I'm saying?
I think Ableton is the easiest sample, like especially for sampling.
All right, so we do this then. He gonna show me how he chop a sample. You load yours up and show me how you chop a sample.
How you sample, man?
In 2 minutes.
All right, so here we go. You ready?
You got 2 minutes. I'm starting the clock right now.
I didn't know it was gonna be timed. All right, I got my audio loaded up. Right, you can see the audio is right here under audio.
Yeah.
You just take it and you drag it over your sampler. Okay. You can use like the original sampler, optimized. Optimized lets you do different things, but I'll just go to original. And it's now bumping that into the sampler. So you just give it 2 seconds. It loads up for you. So you guys will it's just going to take a second to load up.
All right, girl, I hope you're loading your board up, man.
Me? Because I'll do it live. I mean, you know how to use Ableton.
Yeah, but I want to see how you do it in 2 minutes, because you're saying you can get your concept in 2 minutes. So he got 2 minutes, you got 2 minutes. Let's see which one I'm buying, which one I'm sticking with.
Oh, wow. This is like an auction. So, so can you see the sampler on the screen right now or no? You can?
Yeah. Don't even explain it to me. Just go through like you would do it.
Oh, well. Okay.
Like you just make it. Yeah, you just
so you just hit slice and you have an option, right? So what I would do from here is most likely there's too many chops. So I'm gonna move this down. And usually what I'll do is I'll start with like it chopped up a little bit, right? Right now my MIDI keyboard is engaged. So if I start hitting the keys, it will trigger. So it's triggering right now. Can you hear that? So I just hit the very lowest key on my keyboard and it will trigger one of these. So it's kind of like already auto assigning. This is the note C, the note D, and so on, right? Or I can basically just say, no, I don't want you to make any decisions for me, Logic. I just want to go into manual and I can go and say, I want that transient. I want this transient. I want this transient. I want this transient. The thing that I do usually is I'll hit this gate button. So then it will play when my finger's on the key and it will let go when my finger gets off.
Okay, 2 minutes is up. Pause for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, so from within 2 minutes, you got the sample loaded, and you got. Did you pick those? Like, if you play those right now, are those pieces that you can just chop in?
Yeah. So it's assigned to my MIDI keyboard right now.
Yeah.
Or so from here, what we could do is, if you want to like put it out on the sheet of music, then you have a couple options from here. Okay. So let me minimize this just a little bit. You could either just hit record and I can start playing. So I have to activate this to record, right?
Because we're doing a presentation, so I don't need my camera.
Okay.
P, we hear you. So if I hit record right now, so it just recorded that as MIDI because I'm playing my keyboard. So if I replay this, sorry, the tempo's like way down for some reason. 60, just to remember 60. Okay. So that's what I just recorded, right?
Okay. All right. So
that's cool. One way to do it, or you could open the piano roll and actually physically go in and write it. This is just one way to sample, by the way. So that's hitting P. So my piano roll, that's what I just recorded in MIDI.
All right. So pause there. Okay. And that's perfect because that's kind of what I need to see. So now, Grim.
Okay.
One second. Let me stop sharing. Let me stop sharing.
Yeah, in 2 minutes. I don't know if you loaded up yet. You loaded up yet, Grim?
No, I just got a simpler. I just started a simpler track.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. Let's switch to Grim because I want to see how you sample. Maybe it's just how I sample that has me frustrated with Ableton. So maybe I need to learn a different way.
Allow me. What do you use, simple or sampler?
Sometimes I use both. I mean, I use either or, but I don't really use sampler a lot because it's more. I haven't really dived into that one.
Sampler is a little bit more
like tedious, I would say. Yeah, that's why. I mean, it's more. I want something that's simple. If I have an idea, I'm dropping a song in. I want to take the piece I want to highlight it. I want to drop it into a new track. I want to play it on the one, and it's lined up. I don't have to do all the other dumb shit.
Here's what, while Grim is loading that up, here's the question that I'm scratching my head about. You are probably one of the fastest dudes I know in terms of like getting an idea from in your head to like a draft at least. So, I mean, what are you trying to do, man? I mean, how can you get faster? You're gonna hit Logic, and I feel like you're gonna get like really frustrated because it is different. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to learn the Mac stuff, possibly like some Mac weirdness, and then you're gonna have to learn a new DAW.
Yeah.
And now it is smart to know more DAWs, but still.
Yeah, I feel like one of the things I was experiencing is that I started out making beats on Fruity Loops originally. And so in Fruity Loops, at least back in the day, because I haven't really messed with Fruity Loops officially for a long time. Back in the day, you drop your sample in, you click here, I want this part, I want that part. You press the button, it's lined up. The pitch is already there. Like everything is just there for you. So the way I sample now, I can make it be fast, but I want to sample in a way I used to sample where I was able to get more feel out of a track. Now I'm making beats. Before I made like, you know what I'm saying? It made you feel something every time. So I want to get back to sampling in a way where I'm using a song to make you feel what I felt when I heard it.
I feel like have you messed with Fruity Loops at all?
I've been trying to get into Fruity Loops, but the time hasn't really been there.
Mhm.
And then when I go in, my muscle memory is doing things that are completely wrong for how the software works now. So I have to unlearn and then relearn. So the learning curve is basically making me do double time. So I really haven't had the time to invest in it. But I
Okay.
feel like if I'm learning something new, the learning curve will be shorter.
Makes sense. All right, so I'll show you what I do. Just take this for example.
All right.
Drag it in,
Mm-hmm.
click on slice. I usually don't use the translate. I go to beat. And beat gives me the option 1 bar, 2 bar if I want to stretch it, but you just go through, with me, I just go through whatever, all the keys.
But you share your sound, bro.
Huh?
Share your sound.
My sound? I
Yeah,
just took
yeah.
this sound from right here.
No,
No,
we
I'm
can't.
saying share your
Your
sound
audio.
in
Yeah.
your system.
Oh, it's not on?
Yeah, you
No,
might
we
have
can't hear
to
it.
unshare and then click that button and then share again. Like the good old days.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so like P, you remember like my beats when I used to make beats,
oh shit, sound is on.
there was a different feel to it. You know what I'm saying? Like a different feel to
Oh,
the
you know what I
production.
forgot to do?
Right.
I think it's preference. I have to switch it to Zoom. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think you definitely had. There was like Fruity Loops E, then there was Reason E,
Right.
and there's Ableton E.
Yeah, I don't really like Ableton E.
You don't like Ableton E?
Nah, I don't really love it. Like I feel like Reason E. So Fruity Loops E was me understanding how to sample and make
But
accents to the
you were
sample.
a beast on Fruity Loops, though.
I was nice with it,
You're a
but
beast.
Reason allowed me to, because I'm not a producer. On Fruity Loops, I made beats. Where on Reason I made songs.
Mm.
And now on Ableton, I'm just making like chops. Like I don't feel like I'm making songs the way I want to make them.
My bad.
I got the
Yo,
flute.
wow,
I
bro.
got the flute loaded up too.
I don't even know how long that's it's been, bro, because I ain't set the timer, but I feel like we passed 2 minutes.
Well, I had to switch this, I didn't do the output on your preference. I forgot about that.
All right, okay. So I'll give you another minute. Because I want to just see like the ease of use from your style to his style and the platform. That's all. Like I ain't really being funny.
No, but this is what I do. I take the sound, I load it in, take a sound, then drag it in, same thing, drag it on the track. Then just go to slice.
All right.
Once I
So
hit
now
slice,
play for me like where your idea will start, like where your concept will start.
idea will start. I might play with a chop at 1 bar. I don't like doing transients because the transient limits. I like to catch certain samples, so I'll do 1 bar, play with and just go through different sounds real quick, or couple rhythms. If I don't feel it from there, I'll stretch it out some more.
Yeah. See, so this is where,
and then play with it, or if I want to reverse it, different stuff, right click, reverse sound or something like that. Just something easy I can maneuver around without going through all the other stuff.
So Grim has this set for like beat divisions, like evenly divided.
Yeah.
The sampler I showed you does the same thing. You could choose between beat divisions. It will automatically set you up for like 1 bar, 1/8 note, quarter note, whatever. Or you can go in and manually do it, which is what I showed you when I did my little tutorial.
Same thing with this. You could manually, set your markers. But it's almost the same. It's for me, I mess with so many different samplers. This is just so much easier, especially if you're dealing with samplers. Sampler is a little bit more complicated. Sampler is more for like the whole sample for me. Like if you're not going to chop it up, It's almost like classic mode with more options.
Right.
But with this right here, I like to move between beat or region. I don't do transient, but I like to stay on beat because beat reminds me of working on the MP in a sense. So if I want to move it in sections, if I want to get rid of some markers, it's easier to deal with. So I might want to chop. I might just want this sound right here. On the second part, I might want it to stretch out so I could just take out that marker. So it's easier for me to maneuver or flip a loop. You know what I'm saying? I really don't do poly and stuff like that. And then you got only downfall to me is there's no real pitch control. It's only transpose and detune. Those are the only things that, that's a little shaky. If they sampler has a pitch, but it's not, it's not what I'm looking
And then the timing is off. And it's like, I really don't think that they put a lot of thought into the sampling portion of Ableton. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like you have to find parts of the song that you are okay with sampling versus taking a track, hearing the idea in your head, dropping it in Ableton, and getting that track on beat, on time with the sample you have in your head. So for me, that's where my issue is. I'll have an idea that I want to execute. I can execute other ideas from the song I find, but for me to actually execute the idea that I'm hearing in my head, Ableton is a piece of shit for that.
And maybe that's from me working on the MP for so many years to where the MP is like you have to find what you want.
Right. And whereas I come into an idea, I come into a song with the song in my head. I'm not trying to find the idea. So that's where my issue is with Ableton. I have to force myself to just find whatever I found, but I'm never satisfied with the beat because I have an idea going into the track. When I hear a song, I already know how I want to sample it. I already know how this part lines up with that part. And if I can't do that, I'll just scratch it and make something completely different. So that's my issue with like being able to just grab a part of a beat, move it here, grab a part of a track, move it here, and the timing is on. Whereas I don't like the in loops and Fruity Loops, when you drop a sample in, the track expands itself to the sample. If you drop a sample in first, the song itself fixates itself around the sample. It tries to find the tempo. It automatically lines up your drink. So when you jump in, you're just right there. So that's how it used to be. I don't know if it's the same because when I do it now, this shit feels all different. And like I said, I have to unlearn.
Do you turn the warp off when you sample, or you leave it on?
Warp. I leave it on, but it doesn't really grab it the way it should unless like it's your first time using it. Once you make changes to the settings, the warp doesn't work the same way. Like when you drop a track in, it's supposed to automatically put a tempo that it thinks it is and adjust the track to that. But once you start messing with settings and stuff, it doesn't do that anymore the right way. But when I first opened it up, it used to do that. So and there's so many adjustments and settings in there you got to deal with. It's unnecessary for me. I want to go from idea to a track or the skeleton of a track in 2 to 3 minutes. That's why when I was on Fruity Loops, I was such a beast because I didn't have to wait to find an idea. I'm in the car hearing the song, already flipped the sample in my mind, go home and do it. That's why them tracks I was making, P, with Fruity Loops, they were more like, yo, I feel this drink because I felt it before I made it.
Yeah, that's why I don't know if changing it up is going to be like a helpful thing for you because Logic has its own things. You know what I mean? That are kind of like weird. And like Simpler looks exactly like this joint here.
It does.
But
it does.
But it does do a couple different things. Maybe let me show you because I rarely do this, but I'll show you. So slicing up, right? So pretend we did it the way that Grim just showed us, beat divisions.
Yeah.
Right. It's a long sample, so this is set to eighth notes. So we would have to have like a smaller sample or you chop it up like this, right? But let me go to, you could do equal divisions too. It'll just like evenly break it up for you, right? Now let's pretend I did equal divisions, right? Like this. You can, let's just delete this. New software, new drummer track. MIDI track. Is it drummer? Let's see what happens. Oh, that's not it. You could basically tell it to, sorry. You could tell it to do something different. Let me go create. Oh, here we go. Create pattern region. This is what I want to see. Okay, cool. So I hit create pattern region.
Yeah.
And what it did is it like basically took all of those chops, those equal divisions, and it turned it on track. And it put it into this like step sequencer view.
Yeah.
So these are every single.
Yeah. Now Ableton has that too.
Yeah. I don't do this
has
as
that
much.
Too. I feel like all of them have the piano roll.
Yeah.
What I'm looking for. So let me tell y'all what I want y'all to do with the track, right? And let's see if maybe there's a way to do this and I'm just not seeing it. So on the track you just loaded up, find the part in it that you like, grab that part, not from here, not from your sampler, just from loading the track in. Like close out, like delete it from your sampler. Starting fresh, like you want to close that whole thing out. And from where you drop the track in, start sampling right from there. Like start chopping it up right from there.
There's only one way to do that. Like
how?
If I load it in, then you're looking at it right here. Like from
so can you just click a segment
that you want? Can't you do that? Can't you do that with sampler in Ableton?
No, you can't.
What do you mean? I'm doing it right here. I'm choosing.
You can, but you can't.
I'm choosing the sections right here, right? So I would hit play.
Now take that section to another channel.
This section right here, right?
Yep. Just grab that section out of there.
So I'd have to go chop the original sample.
That's what I mean. So throw it in. So you have to chop it and then bring it in?
Yeah, or I would just zoom in here, or I would go into this mode right here. Check it out. Classic mode. And then find that section that you just said you liked. Let's pretend I like this section, right?
Right.
Now it's zoomed into there. It should then only allow me to chop. Yeah. So now I'm into just that section.
Right. So now can you take that section out? Like, can you just click that and drag it into another channel?
I don't know. You might be able to. I just don't know. I
think what he's talking about, you want to eliminate certain parts from a sample.
Crop. So this should crop it. There we go.
No, I mean, yeah, but I like that part. Grab it. New channel. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm talking about, P? Like in Fruity Loops, when you hear a part of a song you like, you highlight it, you drag it down, it's on another track. And then you keep going like that. And you layer it out like that. That's
so you could do that, like more manual. Check it out. But the only problem is now you're kind of doing, in my opinion, this is a longer way to do that. So let's pretend I'm listening. I like this, right? Okay, I like that. Boom. Okay, let's keep it rocking. Okay, that's where it should end. Boom. Now I just chopped it. Now check it out. I go to new audio track. I just grab this portion and then I go down and now it's.
I'm coming to Logic. That's it.
So you could do that on Ableton.
But it doesn't line up properly.
What you mean?
It doesn't line up. I tried this. It doesn't. The track doesn't line up the same.
Grim says.
Now I'm confused.
All right, so show me in Ableton.
All right, 1 second. Let me stop sharing.
My bad. I know.
Because for me personally, taking it out doesn't matter. You just add in the extra track.
So show me how you could do that real quick. Like show me in your joint how you do that quickly.
The same thing with him. I would do. First, I would copy. Not copy. Sorry, I would duplicate this track. And duplicate that. I want this section. Take this section, copy it, and just paste it right here. It's just in the open.
Okay, now so do it so it lines up. Like make it line up.
What you mean line
mute
up,
everything else and just make a track with this, make a beat with this section, mute everything else, and just make it go together. Because the issue I have is I can do that, but then I gotta go line each piece up, and then I gotta find, like, it doesn't just really snap to the way I need it to snap to. Like, you gotta fit.
This is what I'm saying. Just from me messing with the MP, where say I'm gonna duplicate this MIDI track right here. All I do is I would take that and just put it in here, and it'll be just that, right? But it's still, you say you got a big sample, all you have to do is set your markers and play those keys that you set your markers. You don't have to play everything.
But that's the problem. I don't want to have to do it that way, because I want to. So that's what I mean. I never had an MP. I never had an MPC. Yeah. So I never was assigned to a pad. Okay, play this, then play that. I was just go in, grab what I wanted, layer it, I'm done. That was my flow. I didn't have an MP. I didn't have the tapping on the keys. Like, that is a part of the process I never had experience. So for me, I'm literally building my beat just like you see right there. I have an idea. I'll come through. I'll grab it. There's the part I want. I want from section 104 to 106. I go grab it, chop it. I'm done. Like, that's how my process worked. And so I'm looking for something that allows me to do that without all the complexities of trying to find a detune and this and the snapping and warping. All that shit is done.
All right. So what I would do, well, for me personally, I would do this. I would take all the sections I want, put them in an area, and consolidate each one. So it actually cuts all the other sounds or everything else out.
So it blends. So when you consolidate, it merges those two together?
It merges those two together and then drop it into simpler.
All right. So I bet.
So it'll be like these two sections. I'll do this. I'll take this, copy it, and I'll paste it right here, right? And instead of because Ableton, even though you're taking a piece out of it, it'll still keep that whole sample.
Right.
I'll just consolidate this, consolidate it, and it'll cut everything else out. And it just be those two sections. And then you can throw that into your sampler, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. And it'll just be that.
And then you adjust the levels and all the stuff as it's already together.
Yeah.
All right. So check this out, fellas. I gotta jump off, but I have an idea. The challenge for next week, official challenge, saying it on the air. So you got to do it. Make a beat like this. Make a beat this way.
Just by like the copy.
Taking sections.
Take your sections. Don't use your keys for nothing. Find what you want. Make your beat without the pad.
Okay.
You can make the pad. You can use the pad for your drums.
No pads.
But no pad sampling. No pad sampling. I want to see if y'all could do it the way I'm saying, because then I still want to find out.
The crop.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you hear it, you grab it, you drop it, you keep going. You know what I'm saying? Then you line it up or whatever. But when you grab it at 1, 2, 3, 4, the shit lines up. You don't got to go moving all this other dumb shit around. Like, that's where in Ableton, I found myself getting lost, because now I got to move every little thing. I don't want to have to do that. I wanted to understand what I'm trying to do and let me do it.
So you basically saying, if you want this section, you just want this section only without everything else. You want this piece of the pie without everything else connected.
Right.
And then I want to
snap, but I wanted to snap so well to the track.
But the key is to make it snap. It don't matter what program you have to line that cut up. Like, you have to put your markers in the right spot.
Right, true. But I find that in Ableton, when I do that, it's it doesn't find the tempo well enough for me. It's always like a second off if I'm playing the loop.
Is it set to snap?
It's not even that. I feel like it's the detection of the tempo. Like, you know how you can be on tempo for 30 seconds and in 31 it snaps off. Like, Ableton is really good for that. I'll have more long form samples than chop samples in my beats that I like to make. So if I find something I like, I might reverse it and play it for 22 seconds where you don't know what the fuck it is, but it lines up to the beat where I'm not spending most of my production time lining it up. It snaps to whatever I move. So if it picks up a frequency, it's going to know, all right, this is the BPM we at. We're not going to just keep having to move it around, and all of that is extra shit. Like, I get it. That's part of the process for some people. But for me, I want to just get to it. I don't want to have to do all of that.
I think I think you need to make your own DAW.
Yeah,
I might have to do
because
that.
what you're saying is, I know what you're saying, but you might one or two things. I don't. Maybe Fruity Loops have it, but you might have to get a specific sampler to do that. They have plug-in samplers that'll do that off the break. So you have to research one that can actually do that for you. Because just from me, never learning how to use instruments, always sampling.
Yeah.
It was always, okay, you got to find the rhythm and make it fit to that. How you do that is you got to get in here into the nitty gritty and make sure you catch it at the right point, because even if you do catch this section, you might have to focus in more to get to this part right here so you can get it. Like, you see how zoomed in I am? You might have to zoom in tighter just to get it so you don't get that type of swing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all a certain latency from you hitting the button and when that sample starts. You know what I mean?
All right, okay. I'm learning something. See, you gentlemen are teaching me something today. I appreciate that, because I'm really, when I jump in and make music, like make beats, I don't like this part.
Yeah, sampling takes a little bit more time than just playing, because you gotta find, and like, especially if you're sampling from a live group or any instrumental things, it's gonna be a natural swing in the sample. Nothing is gonna be on time like that. So even if you get a certain part of the chop that's on, if you stretch the chop out long enough, it's gonna start to swing off anyway. So it get to a point where I gotta eliminate this section just a millisecond just to make it fit in the BPMs and to sit properly. You know what I'm saying? That's what I learned from sampling, like really getting on the grid and doing your minute cuts and stuff like that to make it fit. But that takes a little time.
I think I'm gonna have to play around with it a bit, because I definitely had a different experience jumping in. Like, that's typically my issue anyway with most things. My introduction to something is different than most people's. So when I try to do my thing with their stuff, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, it's like, go back to what I know. If I could go master Fruity Loops again, you'll understand exactly what I'm saying, because the music you'll hear from me will be completely fucking different from what you've ever heard from me. Because I had the freedom to just draw instead of set up the drawing board and adjust the drawing, but I'm just drawing. I'm painting. This is my canvas. I'm painting whatever I want to paint. And it's just coming out that way.
That's the same way I feel about some of the drums in Logic. Actually, sequencing drums doesn't feel very intuitive and easy. It's a little cumbersome. And I always say this, but the iPad Beatmaker 3 is probably the most intuitive thing I've ever experienced, and have never seen anyone get close to how intuitive that is. And it's really a challenge. Like, it's like you have the idea in your head and it's like very like stiff sometimes, because you're still playing with like this, either the MIDI or you're playing with like the step sequencer, and it doesn't give you that organic vibe sometimes. So I make it easy.
Swing you're looking for.
Swing. You can find, like, they have good swing tools to allow your beat to actually have some swing in it, but the building of the foundation of the beat sometimes is like it could feel rigid. I could see you getting pissed at that too.
And also every dial has its own clock too. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I noticed, like transitioning from a standalone like an MP to a dial. The clocks is not the same. So the timing is not gonna, the swing is different, the way things land is different. So you kind of adjust from there,
Yeah, I think that's like I said, it's more of, for me, when you drop in the track. When you drop in the track, what the DAW does with the track itself in that first initial meeting, that's really what tells me everything I need to know about how I'm working with that DAW. If I drop a track in and there's no other tracks on there, and the DAW adjusts itself to the track I just dropped in, like it automatically detects the tempo, it
automatically tries to detect the, you know what I'm saying? Like where I'm at with the track. So now I'm starting out sampling before I'm even adjusting pitch, anything, because it lines it up for me. I don't gotta go and try to do this and do that. Like Fruity Loops, when you drop it in, and P, you remember this shit. When you drop it in Fruity Loops, by the time you start clicking play, as long as you got your metronome on, that shit is automatically lined up most times. Unless you have a song with a long ass intro. But if you got a song that starts on the one or on the beat, that shit automatically, it finds it for you. So now
it sounds like that's just like a beat detection thing that it had back in the day.
I think so, but I feel like it's still like that was one of the core features of it. You know what I'm saying? So for them to take that out would be dumb. I just got to figure out, how to get it.
That's
Pro
really
Tools,
for me the coolest shit, because I'm jumping in from, I might have 5 minutes on a break. I got Fruity Loops with me. The beat is made in 5 minutes.
Yeah. See, the option was on Pro Tools, like on the grid, you could do a no stretch. But if you listen to like some of Madlib beats, you could hear the no stretch on the sample, but it starts to sound watered down. But it makes everything fit to the grid. But that's an option called no stretch. I think the MP has it, but you might have to get a sampler plugin that has that option to where you could drop that sample on there and it'll make it fit to the grid. Fruity Loops probably have a clock or timing that automatically does that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Logic allows you to do that. You could load it in, and then you could do it's like a warp mode type of thing. And you just stretch it to the, if you know
to the
you're gonna
BPM.
do. Yeah. I think we sold them. I think we helped them out here. E, let us know when you get that refurbished Mac.
Right.
Yeah, definitely helping out understanding. Like, I think what I need to do is some more investigation in Ableton. But when I go online, the sample tutorials is like extremely dumb for Ableton. Like, if you ever go watch them, it's like, yo, this is stupid. But I think maybe I should go look up for time stretching, not sampling.
Yeah.
So you guys have
stretch,
helped.
no stretch. Yeah, that's a whole different part that it's like a secret. People don't really talk about that shit too much. It's like we don't want to give away all the top secret, but that's how a lot of people get their stuff to fit on the grid is they do a lot of no stretch.
Yeah, I do. I actually go like that's why like timing me on this is probably not the best idea because I take too much time. But when I'm really, really like digging in on something, I will take the sample, figure out the time of the sample.
Right.
I won't have any like time, like whatever, like something to figure it out for me. I'll sit down with like a metronome and I figure it out. Then I load that into it at that same BPM and cut off all the extra bullshit. Right. So when I throw it in my sampler, I know 100% that that's at like 98 BPM. So now if I'm building a beat that's a little bit higher in tempo and I drag it to have it fit the new tempo, I know 100% that it's on. Right. You know what I mean? So I take a couple extra steps just to make sure like when I hit this pad on the one, I know exactly my chop is going to start off correctly if I'm doing like it by beat divisions.
Also, too, E, try this. The sample that you sampling at, turn your BPM down before you put it on your grid. So say the song you sampling is 110 BPM, right?
Right.
Turn your BPM on Ableton to 110 and then record it onto your dial. This is where it fits better versus putting it at a certain tempo and then recording it. It's going to be off. That helps out setting your dial BPM. So when you do sample it, it lines up better for you to sample.
So you're saying record it into the DAW instead of importing it?
Yeah, I record. I'd rather record into the DAW than import it. Unless when you import it, make sure your BPM matches on Ableton or whatever you use, it matches the song that you imported when you throw it on the grid. It'll fit better because then when you slow it down on warp or anything, it might fit a little better for you.
Okay. That makes sense. I'm gonna try that because I'm gonna do my homework on that. I'm gonna make a beat with the time match and see how my sampling process goes. Because I really just when I started working with Ableton, I really was like, yo, I'm not gonna be able to sample, like, because there's so many steps to it in Ableton. It's like, damn, yo, like I really just want to grab this piece right here. And so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see how that works. I'm gonna listen, and I'm gonna report back.
And
I'm gonna have a beat.
watch somebody do make a beat from scratch on Logic just to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all right, bouncing.
No, I'm actually good for right now.
Okay.
I'm in my
P, are you there? What are you doing? I know you want to talk about vultures.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about vultures. It's interesting. Internet seems pretty split on it. I'm just hearing a lot of people.
So I don't know. Should I give my notes? I was live tweeting you guys earlier.
Right. No, I was reading your messages. Yeah, interesting thing. I want to hear how E feels about it though.
Yeah, E, did you listen?
What's vultures?
No, P didn't listen. Turkey vultures.
Turkey
Did you see that Kanye opened a store with everything's $20?
No.
Yeah.
What is it called?
I think it's Yeezy. I think it's just Yeezy.com.
It's 20 below.
Oh yeah, no, that's what he was talking about when he was saying go to Yeezy.com and he got a whole bunch of stuff.
He got it's actually, a whole like little bunch of clothing and merch and stuff, and everything's 20.
He said dope. He said they got 254,000 purchases after the Super Bowl.
That's good.
Wait,
so they paid $7 million for the spot, and they made 19 million already.
It's a flip.
What is the website?
Yeezy.com.
I just typed in Yeezy.com. It took me to Adidas. Let's try this again. Yeezy.
He said Yeezy.
Well, I don't know if that's the one that I saw the clip of them saying.
Or is it YZY or some shit like that?
Mm-hmm. This might be different.
P.
Yeah, it's Yeezy.com.
Yo, that sent me to Adidas.
I just put it in and I'm at the website. It's you did YEEZY.com?
YEEZY.com. That's what you want me to go to?
Yeah.
Okay, here it is.
Was it Googling it before for you?
I don't know what the hell happened. Adidas just I don't know what they did.
Let me see. Can you share that? Oh, you about to share right now? Cool.
Really happy that he got rid of the Jason mask. I'll say that first. Because that Jason mask was corny. It was cringy. All right, we got the Vultures vinyl that we could purchase right away. And that's all that's happening.
Telling you, man, a record pressing company right now, guys, is oof.
I know, man.
Wait,
we were talking about that.
How come yours looks different than mine?
Vultures.yeezy.com is what this is on right now. Show me your URL. What does it say? Just Yeezy.com?
Yeah, just Yeezy.com.
Yo, my
and it's
tongue,
like
my computer.
It's a bunch of different like outfits and stuff.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go.
Yes, I would like the onesie that says wet on it, please. Can I get the monk costume here?
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth, dude.
Oh,
like a
man.
monk.
Here we
monk
go.
wear.
This is like I am just on Yeezy's.
No, I'm barefooted. That's what it says.
This is his he's building a cult, right?
I guess.
Didn't he like do some shit out in like Abu Dhabi or something like that. This is your cult. In order to be in the Yeezy cult, you have to purchase your cult wear. So Pete, did you get in anything here?
Yeah, I got the one shirt and some pants.
Which one?
It actually looks like a
this one.
Taekwondo.
You got the one that say wet on it.
You got this one box tee right here.
Yep. I'm into box tees. I don't find a lot of them. I shop at this like Korean spot that all the clothes are like shaped like that.
Yeah, it's Taekwondo-ish.
Yeah.
Are you a fighter?
This is totally cult wear, P. You are part of the cult now.
I'm in the cult.
You are on
P is an official fighter, so I mean, it fits what he's trying to do. You might get kicked in the neck. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true. All right.
But do we want to talk about the album?
I haven't listened to it, so
I heard a lot of. I felt like there's a lot of like younger sounding Kanye stuff in there. There was definitely a couple tracks like "Paid." I think, you know what I mean. I can't even remember what the lyrics were, but it got me excited for Payday. Because that's what they're talking about. And then some of the tracks, like, really interesting sampling. I think he takes like risks, you know what I mean? And they pay off. So a lot of stuff, like whatever track that was, where it's like something about like big titty bitches like falling out of the sky or something like that.
Yeah, that was I think that was a Jason Mewes, Jay from Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like fun, you know what I mean? Like it's
it was one of those
watching
things.
The show, bro. I think he's watching 3 Beats Later.
Yeah, I know, right? It was a challenge. It was a challenge, right?
It's a challenge, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, I gotta listen to the album again because I've only listened to it once, and I feel like that's not fair.
Yeah, I didn't. I felt like it was better than it. It made me feel like, okay, this is better than Donda. Donda, I did not really get down with.
You didn't like Donda? See, I'm the other way. I liked Donda better than this.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't really liked the Kanye West album in a long time.
Me too.
There's
I've heard
some
songs and stuff, but not really sat down and listened to it.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard a Kanye album I liked in at least 7 years.
I feel like Life of Pablo was the last album I liked.
Life of Pablo was dope.
Yes,
I didn't like it. I like the production. I love the production. I don't like the album.
I liked a Kanye album with what is it? Watch the Throne. That's
Watch
probably
the Throne was nice.
It's probably my number one, maybe.
Real Friends is one of my favorite joints
of Kanye.
Watch the Throne was cool, but I feel like for me, I like my food to taste similar. Like I want some flair in my food every now and again. But if I like a style from an artist, I want that style from an artist. Or like the evolution can show the growth of that style. But when you go from standing for something and speaking stuff that was very, but he said it himself, you know what I'm saying? He only did that shit to get on. Like the style he had, you could really listen to his songs and be like, yo, I felt that. Even though it's rap. Now it's like, it's just a fucking song. You're not really going to feel the shit. I don't like that. I want to feel my music. I like my music felt, not just heard.
Yeah, I felt like a lot of
messed it up for me. Now it looks like really cultish, right?
Yeah. I feel like he used a lot of his shocking stuff, and I'm not really shocked by anything that he says or in any of his music anymore. You know what I mean? So that's one thing too. Like throughout all of it is like when he's saying stuff that's like provocative, I'm just like, okay. But a lot of it, there was even like some callbacks to some earlier Ye stuff, like chord progressions. That's why I said it kind of reminded me of like early Kanye's, because some of it actually had like Watch the Throne chord progressions in it.
Yeah.
He even like ended one track where he was like referencing that track, like the line at the end of it. I forgot. I don't have my notes in front of me, but I think E would like this album. I would say that. If you listen to it,
I'm gonna go check it out. I got a little bit of work to do before
the younger rappers that he has as features or whatever, it's just that's the stuff I could just like sleep through. It's just like terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
I'm about to check it out.
It'd be that part. Like there's some young rappers that's dope, but I mean, I can't listen to too many artists. It's too much. It's a lot of trash out there. So it's a lot of guys that's on the come up that's dopes lyrically that I think he should start collabing with, like for real.
Yeah.
Like,
why do they?
I feel like Kanye West and Big Crit on a song will probably bring Kanye back to a version of him that we like needed. Like right now, you don't fucking need. Like you know what I'm saying, when Kanye used to drop music, you needed that shit. Like wow, that shit, I needed that. Now it's just he dropping songs like, oh, that was cool, that was fire, that was you don't need the shit. College Dropout, we needed that. Late Registration, we needed that. Graduation, we needed that. Like I feel like every album he dropped, of those albums, he had a song on there that you needed. You had Through the Wire. You feel what I'm saying? You had Through the Wire. You had Roses. You had like songs that really made you think and feel some shit. And now it's like there's really not a lot of those songs. And as soon as you get to feel something, you switch it up on some old whatever shit. And it's like, damn, son, like you really, I used to need your music.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, okay, it's cool to hear, but I don't need it no more. I could do without it. I could do without hearing the Kanye album. So I hope this is the one that makes me feel like I needed it.
Rotating those characters remind me of Mortal Kombat.
Yo, if you're walking down the block and like 20 dudes show up wearing this, you gotta watch out. They're about to.
If they got tambourine,
you ain't gotta watch out. You already fucking dead. You already dead. It's too late. If you see this, it's too late.
What's that? The Buffalo bus station used to have them too. I took Greyhound a lot, but Port Authority, Buffalo bus station.
The Hare Krishnas.
Yeah, man, with the little symbols on their fingertips and shit, and the tambourines, bro. Yeah.
Well, I will say though, if they're all holding a CD and they're saying, "Can I tell you about my savior, Yeezy?"
My savior, Yeezy. Ooh.
Yo, and then they pick these cult looking dudes.
Yeah.
Like, how you get a model with a dead stare?
That's on purpose.
I don't even want to look at these dudes' faces. Like, this is not even.
I want the Mortal Kombat Sega Genesis look with the model. We're gonna make it simple. Everybody look like Kano.
Yo, what's on that shirt?
Probably the track listing or something.
Volume.
It says volume.
On the front.
It's like a vulture in like a desert setting, I think. Sitting on like a piece of wood or some shit. I mean, that's dope. $20 merch. Man. That's super dope. I mean, that'll get,
Hiya!
Give me those pants. Selling the pants too.
Yo, Grim, you're an asshole, man.
Select your character. Here we go. P, what did you think though, huh?
Yeah, I do feel like I need to listen to it again. I'll say this for E, I don't think this is the album that is gonna make E feel like he needs it. Like I think it's not a good album. I think there's aspects of it that are interesting. I mean, he's still Kanye, so of course he knows how to sample. He knows how to make interesting sounding things. I think the first thing that bothered me is like his rapping on this was like really bad. Like to me, it was worse than what it normally is.
Feel like some of his punchlines were kind of like corny in the front in the
he had a
beginning
lot of
too.
super corny bars, and you know, his features. I used to really like the artists that Kanye would collaborate with, but now I feel like he just collabs with just that section of like FM radio rapper, like
Yeah,
it's
forgettable
like
shit.
Playboy Cardi, 5 Foreign,
Oh
Lil
boy.
Durk, all those dudes, and I'm just like, all right, I mean that's cool, but I feel like
You know
that's
what
all
Kanye
he's
turned
allowed.
into to me? Now that you're describing that, you just gave me a clear insight on who he reminds me of. So remember when Timberland used to come out with albums
Mhm.
and everybody was on the album? It was like a producer's album. Everybody
Mhm.
was on the album, but Timberland shit wasn't hot. And that was okay. Because it was Timberland. You didn't want Timberland to have a fire ass verse. You wanted a dope ass track with a dope ass artist on it. And so I feel like Kanye low key drops albums like that without
Yeah.
telling us it's an album like that. Like I feel
Yeah, I
like if
mean,
he, like it's a producer's album, I wouldn't go into it wanting a Kanye album.
Well, you
right?
gotta
No,
listen. You gotta listen to
I
this.
get it,
So you think he's
but
getting fatigued?
well, I think he has a weird messed up sense of what he thinks cutting edge black culture is. I think he thinks that this is what the sound. Like this is like where it's at. So wait, I don't know if you guys know. Actually, this is a good segue. I don't know if you guys know what happened between Kanye and JPEG Mafia.
No.
So I've been talking about JPEG like basically like for the last like year, right? And
Yeah.
how I feel like he's what Kanye thinks he is. I think JPEG is a producer that Kanye wishes he is because he reminds me of college dropout era Kanye, not in style, but in like kind of impact and like, oh shoot, I didn't know you could do that with samples, right? And JPEG's been tweeting Kanye like crazy, like, yo, why don't you mess with me? Like, dude, do you like because JPEG has admitted multiple times that Kanye is like his idol. And Kanye was the person who inspired him to be a producer. So he's been tweeting at Kanye like, yo, you messing with all these other weak ass artists and you're not
Yeah.
messing with me. And I guess it got to a point where Kanye's finally reached out to him and they took a picture. They took a picture together, and apparently JPEG produced like 4 songs on his album after that. But they did it like last week or something like that. Like it's like they just added some songs to the album, and Kanye's good for that. He always does like last minute changes to albums.
Mhm.
Um, but anyway, the reason I bring that up is it's so interesting is because this is what I've been saying is that I feel like his production style has like gone backwards, and his concept of hip hop, the artists he's choosing to collaborate with, and a style of hip hop, and the narrative of his lyrics becoming like oddly secular, super secular. Like when before you were a Christian, this is the same dude who cut
Yeah.
3 stacks off your album because he cursed or whatever. But then you making this album, which is just super like on the other end, and it's so strange to me. And I feel like he doesn't get it anymore, and I feel like he thinks he does, and that's the problem because his
Right.
ego is crazy. So I don't. Another thing is I don't know if you saw that video. Do you remember the rant that Kanye did recently, where he was like wearing red and he was like in a room with a bunch of people, and everything he was saying, like everyone was clapping, like
I
after
keep
every
seeing crazy shit like that, man. That's
yeah.
his
Right.
call. Where
Everybody's
everyone's just like,
clapping.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. It was
We
almost like he
getting
had a like
paid
a
after this interview. We getting our
Yeah.
checks.
it was almost like he was like giving a like a church preacher or something like that, and he had a congregation or some shit. It was weird,
Cult.
right?
You just bought a
Right,
shirt. You're
right. You're
you
right. Facts, cult, cult. You're right, cult. So somebody released another video of that same like scene or whatever, but I guess he was recording a verse for Vultures. So he's on the mic, and some dude has like a laptop or there right there, and he's recording the Vultures, and it's like weird because like there's like 50 people in this like tiny ass room, and they all look like models and like super like good looking, like fashionable people.
Mhm.
And he's just spitting this verse and recording it. And it's a trash verse. Like it's one of the trash verses on the album. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because everyone is just like so into it. Like they're just so happy to be in a room with, of course, you're in a room with the legend recording new music. So of course you'd
Right.
be happy to be in that position. But there's no one in that room who is allowed to say, hey, yay, that's whack. That bar was
Right.
whack. Like he removes any type of opposition to his ego, any type of person who is gonna actually critique him in a way. In fact, when he was doing that rant, he kicked somebody out of the room in the middle of the rant when he told somebody to be removed, right? Because he can't have anybody contradict his state of mind. And I feel like back when he was working with Rockefeller, when he was working with Jay-Z on Watch the Throne and everything, those artists challenged him. They
Yeah.
kept him in check. They kind of said, hey, yo, we should do this or we shouldn't do that. That's part of collaboration. You have to kind of
Give and
and
take.
take. I think
Yeah.
where he is now, he's only messing with people who completely bow
I
down to
agree.
his point of view. And I think
You
Ty
know what?
Dolla
That's
Sign, in fact, on the album, there's a song where Ty Dolla Sign just keeps singing over and over again the line, I'm only here to get paid. I'm only here to get paid. I don't know if I forget which
Yeah.
song it is,
Yeah.
but he just keeps singing it over and over and over again,
Yeah.
almost
That
like it's a
was
troll. But I think it's 100% honest. I think whatever Kanye told him to do, Ty just did it. I don't think Ty, was trying to make any type of real collaborative effort. I think he was just like, all right, Kanye, I'm just gonna be an extension of whatever you want to do musically.
mhm.
Just tell me to do it, and I'm gonna do it. And yeah, this is the product that we're gonna get
you know
when you
what
have.
that
Go
that's
ahead.
smart. That's a smart way to look at that, bro. Because for the life of me, I couldn't figure out like why would anyone put out this type of music when you was just putting out albums that had Billboard hits that deserved to be on Billboard.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you just didn't care no more. But I think maybe we as the listeners and maybe them as the label held him accountable to put out music that could actually sell records, not just be played online. No one's going to the
Mhm.
store and buying the shit that he's putting out right now. Like they might be, but they're not. It's not like, yo, I gotta have that track. It's more of a anything Kanye does, I'm gonna support. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
That's
There's
what it
nobody
is. That's what
beating
it
down the
is.
doors to say, yo, I need a physical copy of this song. Whereas if Jay-Z dropped a joint, he would put some thought into we might feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Even him, he's been kind of like just kind of coasting. And I get it. You did so many dope projects for so long. Cool. And I feel like with Kanye, I'm really never disappointed in the production technique. I'm just always disappointed in the track that he puts to it because
Right.
the
Yeah.
sampling always fire. And it's
Yeah.
Mhm.
always creative,
I
it's always
agree. I
innovative. But
agree.
in his
And
life,
he teams up with that synth dude, and all the synth shit in the album is it has been dope for a while, and it still is dope. But yo, real quick, because I do have to bounce too. On the lane of the whole cult, because I saw this article a while back. I think this is from December, right? Kanye West reportedly building his own city in the Middle East, right? Who knows if this is bullshit or not? Who knows? Because he does everything you could think of just to pump up an album. Reportedly has his sights set on building his own kingdom in the Middle East. West plans to erect a brand new city known as Yeezy Drome. I don't know. Were revealed on Wednesday the 20th through a website seeking job applicants for project managers, engineers, architects. We're going to that website. I'll tell you that much.
Oh,
And
you gonna work? You will work for Kanye to make sure you clap your hands in the room. Just agree. Just
no,
agree.
that website doesn't work anymore. So who knows if this is bullshit? But at 100,000 acres, the self-sufficient city will be just a agree. Yes, it sounds great. Watch, I start working for him. It's great, guys. You got to listen to this.
A war over there. Is warring over there right now?
But just this goes in line with what I was saying. He's building a cult, man. First, you got to get the outfit.
It didn't work in Iowa.
Let's see. Dubbed Yeezy City was described as hyper utilitarian. What is this? This is far from. Oh, he did some shit in Wyoming. I think I saw some of this
Wyoming.
stuff before.
Wyoming, not Iowa. Sorry.
He like invited a bunch of people out there. Donda Times. Did you know that Kanye planned to build his own city called Yeezy City in 2020. Wyoming. He had all these photos here. Sustainable living. I did not know that. Okay.
You know what would be dope
Anyways.
for Kanye? If he actually rapped for a room full of people that really didn't like him and was honest about not liking him, that might push him to the level of being like, I need to step my shit up lyrically. Because if you're around a bunch of people that agree, that's clapping their hands because you Kanye, you're gonna feel like this shit is dope. And then it's like dancing for your family. Oh, this boy is so nice. He danced just like Michael Jackson. Until, you know, as the people seeing, it's like, you know, especially for us, like we old Kanye fans. And, you know, when, to me, I think it's fatigue. He's made a certain amount of money, which he always had an ego. But with that money, just amplified that ego. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So now it's like, you gotta feed the beast. How do you feed the beast? You have to keep feeding that ego. You know what I'm saying? And nothing is gonna bring him down. Nobody's gonna understand where he's coming from. So that's how he keeps those people to be like, yo, yeah, that's nice. I love this. When actuality, when they leave the area, they probably not even listening to his shit. You know what I'm saying? They probably just, oh, I'm here, I'm gonna listen to it. Or I listen to it here just so I know about it, like a news reporter. You know what I'm saying? It's not genuine.
I think like also that's kind of like in line with what P was saying too. Like if you just remove all doubters and it's just you, then maybe you could actually get like a true, authentic, you know, idea out that isn't influenced by anyone else. So I bet you there's value in that, but yeah, I think sometimes you got to kind of have someone say like, hey, that last line was corny.
Yeah, put it, if you're watching like how you watched before Kanye, because I know you've seen this show a couple of times, sample challenges, but just do an interview with just have your team do a research of people that really don't listen to you and spit for those people that's genuinely gonna be like, man. You know what I'm saying?
A panel, yes, a panel.
Man,
that's what you get at a label.
Man, right? That's okay. Man. And don't flip out about the shit. Don't treat these motherfuckers like they don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Don't get angry. Don't spaz out. Go back to the lab and, you know, step it up. A lot of guys is, you know, he's at a point I don't think he's doing. I think everything is like 80% is like outsourced. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let me go get this stuff from here, here, and here, and then bring it in, and then I orchestrate the orchestra.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then take it from there.
You see the news about he sampled Ozzy Osbourne, asked for permission to use his sample and got denied. So then he had to like quickly replay it or have some re-sing it. And then he did the same AI thing shit. With Donna Summers. Yeah. That's crazy. But I sent you guys that thing on IG. This one dude, I watch his reels and stuff. He was kind of saying like, you know, what he's doing is like just putting the music out there, but he's like so big and so famous and has so much money that you could kind of, you're like above the sample police. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's still a question of whether or not that music is going to get pulled because Donna Summers' estate might actually sue, and then we'll have to see if it comes off of the streaming sites.
Yeah.
Then that also does another thing, which creates, let's pretend that the digital version, they removed that Donna Summer song, which I think is like the second last track on the album. It's called Good or Good Die or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If they remove that from the streaming sites, then it makes the vinyl that's already printed
more valuable.
So if you have the Jason Mask vinyl versus the Black Mask vinyl, I'm sure this is all thought about, you know, beforehand by all their marketing team. But then think about having the vinyl that has that track on it that was then later removed. You know what I mean? It's like, I have a feeling.
That's why you make the vinyl.
Yeah, exactly. So I think a lot of this stuff is like thought out well in advance. You know what I mean? And it's like all capitalism. You know what I mean? It's just like new ways to make make news, new ways to make your vinyl more,
Or maybe on the flip side of the coin, maybe this is his thought on bringing back vinyl and the way music should be. Is let's strategically do some shit to make music really exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Because just think about it. Even if you got it on vinyl and somebody try to dub it off the vinyl and replay it, the shit is gonna get flagged. It's gonna get taken down.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta get the vinyl if you want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be at a party where DJ play it off the vinyl if you want to hear it. But then you gotta make the song an official banger. If you do that,
yes, the final piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, it's got to be a banger. So can't be a banger in your head. Like, yo, it has to be, but you have to get some people that don't really like your style to be like, yo, that's fire. You know what I'm saying? That's hot. Because when you got the people that really don't listen to you saying that's hot, you got a banger.
Amen. Yeah. Amen. All right, I think we might have hit it. Anybody have any last thoughts?
No. Maybe we play some beats next week or something.
Yes. I got a track. Yo, I might actually have a full song to play next week. I need to mix it actually, like right now. That's why I got to jump off. So E says we got to make a beat or sample just by using the cut and paste technique he was talking about, the drag down into a new thing. Yeah. I know 100% I will have a track to listen to next week. So yeah, we should do that. He's muted. I can't hear you.
No, I definitely can use that formula. Let's use that formula. But my homework is to make something that time stretches. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm working on. It's time stretching the beat. And a time stretch beat that gives me Kanye Coke feel, you know?
Yeah.
So I might go back into time with it. I might go make a college dropout type beat.
There we go.
You know how to flip time stretch too? He got look like he got booted.
Yeah.
Is if you time stretch on one track and then re-record the track to another audio track. This way you got that time stretch set in. So any adjustments you make, it won't be
way off. Yeah. Something online actually that I just saw right now. Did they remove his album? They might have removed his album from something. Anyways, all right. All right, everybody. That's it. Hopefully we're all nice and cozy. Going straight to bed.
Straight to bed, dude. So my alarm can go off at 4:30.
Thanks, fellas.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Peace.